So it's debate time now. Ger Gilroy has joined us. Tommy Rooney has stepped out. So has Mickey Burke. Ger, you're going to have to get between me and Eoin Sheahan.
Hold you back, is that it?
Yeah, hold me back.
Sheahan versus Sheahan. Sheahan, I'm told, is the sexy name that we have for this segment.
That's our lame
Never
attempt.
slaughter my name like that again.
What way should it be?
Well, we've gone with Sheahan for the debate section here, which is the truth. That my surname is Sheahan, not Sheahan. But
really?
I just say Sheahan because it's like easier for people with a lower IQ to.
You spend
accept.
every morning together, and Jerry, you didn't notice.
Are you joking about that?
My surname is Sheahan, yeah.
I just thought it was Adrian Barry's term of abuse for you.
No, it's Adrian Barry's giving me my correct surname, but I'm fine with Sheahan. I don't let things get to me.
Why did you let that happen? That's like, oh my God, I feel bad about, exert some culty pride. What the hell's wrong with you?
Like, I've got enough culture pride as it's going already.
Well,
like,
I gave up on correcting him on Stapo. You just go with it after a while. Fine.
If somebody called you Gilroy,
Stapo was an accident that they called you at training one night. We just stuck with it because it annoyed him. That's fair enough.
And very funny.
What made you think
wrong.
Yeah, okay, fine.
You told us that
It annoyed
story.
me a little bit. All right, I was going to try and say it didn't, but it obviously did.
Right, so Gas Stapo, where are we going here?
We're doing a debate and you're in to moderate.
Okay, so I'm in to moderate to shut you both up. We have a clock on the screen. You both get 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm. See, you're very familiar with this.
It's a 60-second debate, and the debate this week is fairly simple. Who's the best? And in this case, we've got Bernard Brogan against Gooch. I presume you're taking Bernard Brogan, are you? Go on, give us why Bernard Brogan. Are you going first?
No, do you know what? Recency bias cost me last week. So, Eoin, you go first.
60 seconds
there.
starts now.
Okay, so the first thing, let's address the elephant in the room here, that Gooch doesn't do it in like the big games or whatever, that he bottled it in big games. So let's start with the 2008 final that Kerry lost to Tyrone, the game that they should have won that they didn't. They bottled it as a team. Gooch kicked 6 points that day, 3 from play, in a game that Kerry scored 14 points. Pretty good performance. He scored 1-8 in the semi-final replay against Cork that year, so that's 2018 done. 2011, let's address that one, the other one that they bottled. Semi-final, 1-6 against Mayo. In the final, 1-3 against Dublin. In 2008 and 2011, if Kerry win the All-Ireland, Gooch is Footballer of the Year. Right, let's go on to this idea about them winning and Gooch being a key part of that. 2009, Startle Learwigs, 1-7. All-Ireland final, 6 points. 2009, the only year you could make a case that Kerry had as good a team as Dublin currently do. Gooch was unbelievable that year as well. But that is the key point here, that Bernard Brogan has played on better teams for the majority of his career than Gooch has done. And then finally is the idea of the peak. How long did the peak last for? Well, it lasted longer than Brogan's peak did. Simple as that. He even adapted his position to the point of actually playing centre forward expertly. You see the 2013 semi-final. Gooch better than Brogan, no question. I can't believe I'm even arguing this.
Do we have we've got a new clock. Hit go.
Right, so some of your argument there was based on if Meehan had balls. Bernard Brogan was Footballer of the Year in 2010 when Dublin didn't even get to the All-Ireland final. He was that good, they went out in the semi-final. Kerry last won an All-Ireland in 2014 when Gooch was out with a cruciate, so the only time in the last decade that they've won it, they've done it without him. You look at the greatest game of all time, which you just brought up, where Gooch was unbelievable at centre forward in the first half, and he was an unbelievable player, but he more or less retired from inter-county football at half-time because James McCarthy was put on him. He didn't touch the ball for the rest of the game. Bernard Brogan scored 6 points, 4 from play on Mark O'Shea, unbelievable. His record in All-Ireland finals, 6 points in 2011, 2-3 in 2013, man of the match, 2 points in 15. He's obviously got a little bit older the last couple of years. He was the third highest scorer in 2015 with 6.21, even though he didn't take any frees. He has 2 cruciates to 1 as well, and he's going to win his 6th All-Ireland this year, whereas Gooch has 5. And I think that's pretty much that. All the go to Eoin behind me.
Well, it's like there's a lot of straw men there. Like
your argument was based on ifs.
I'm
actually kept saying if Kerry got to this final.
I'm developing allergies because of the amount of straw men that are there.
And I could see Ger's eyebrow raised.
We're talking about you basically just made an argument based on the fact that Dublin have achieved more than that Kerry team,
and he was a central part of every.
When Gooch came back,
come on, you've got
We're talking about who is the better footballer here, and there's absolutely no question that Colm Cooper is probably.
Why didn't you make the case for it though? Why did you allow yourself to be browbeaten with this?
Because it's always a stupid thing that's thrown around. It's like, oh, Kerry bottled it here and they bottled it there. Well, in actual fact, Gooch never really did. Gooch as an individual never really bottled it in those situations. But I addressed it. I was like,
you basically said he's a one-trick pony. You engaged with that.
I literally said the opposite. I was like, how long did his peak last for? And I was like, he actually adapted his game. The very opposite of a one-trick pony. If you sent a show pony out into the Grand National and he won it, that would be the version of what Gooch was in his career.
Jared, we're going to put out a poll anyway to see who won, but who do you think won?
Oh, but there's more. The Dublin Twitterati, Sheahan. Like the Twitter poll's only going one way. At least like open up your heart to the correct answer here.
Anti-dub bias.
I just think that you could have made a better case.
Oh, I don't need to make a case. You know, Jared, that Gooch is a far better player than
You have to make
Brogan.
the case. There's no point in the debate.
I made a bloody good case.
He's going to win the debate.
Well,
You made the case that if they'd beaten Tyrone, he would have been Footballer of the Year. Tyrone beat them. That's the whole point.
But if we're judging things on Footballer of the Year gongs...
We're not.
Well, see, that's my point.
But you brought it up.
That's my point.
You brought it up.
But that's my point. It's like we're judging this on what he actually did on the pitch rather than what actual gongs he won.
You framed it terribly.
He was that good on the pitch.
And then it's
like... probably should have been Footballer of the Year.
How many All-Ireland finals? How many All-Ireland finals did they win in close games, that team?
Hey, I would have scored 2-4 against Mayo and Cork myself.
Okay, so now you're doing the exact thing that I know everybody out there is going to do. How many All-Irelands did Kerry win in a close game? So we're talking about 2008 and 2011 when they were the better team, they lost. Who was Kerry's best player on those 2 days? Colm Cooper. Who was Kerry's best player on those 2 seasons?
How did he do in those 2 finals?
Colm Cooper. I just told you, were you not listening to my exact point earlier on? 6 points out of Kerry's 14 against Tyrone in 2008. And then in, what?
3 frees.
3 frees. But still, 3 from play isn't bad. 6 from 14.
Every ball is directed into Gooch because he's their best player, and he is a brilliant player.
Every ball is directed into Donaghy. What are you talking about? Gooch is like coming off him.
The whole game plan is let's get Gooch on the ball. Ultimately, whether it goes into him and it's the second ball off Donaghy or not.
Post 2006, if the ball was on to Donaghy was route number 1, and Gooch was.
How did Gooch go after the cruciate?
Gooch, like, to be fair, like what's your actual honest take on that?
I will tell you that he really struggled when he came back, and I do think he was brilliant. He was a brilliant player for many, many years. But he came back in 2015. He scored 2-3 against Kildare, and and who were terrible and conceded 7 goals.
Yeah.
He more or less did nothing in any other game.
So basically, you're telling me that
he more or less
you're telling me
was
that
ineffective after.
You're telling me that we need to have this conversation after Bernard Brogan comes out, because you have just done what we weren't supposed to do here, which is judging Gooch after his peak.
Yeah, but I'm saying Brogan did his cruciate, came back and became Footballer of the Year.
Like that means that this conversation needs to go on, and we need to have it again after Bernard Brogan's done, and we need to judge Bernard Brogan after his cruciate or whatever his injury is.
We had a debate on Mickey Hart last week whether he should stay or go.
I coasted home on that one, and this one was just like
you're giving me somehow got a draw against Roscommon this week as well. By the way,
like you're giving me the easy side of the argument 2 weeks in a row. I will admit, like clearly Mickey Hart shouldn't be sacked as Tyrone manager. It was a ludicrous suggestion from you, and clearly Bernard Brogan is not a better footballer than Gooch ever was, which is another ludicrous suggestion from you. And frankly, I'm insulted. I'm insulted that I was brought into this.
How close do you think they are?
I think Gooch. Are we talking about footballers of this century so far? Gooch would be close to the top. I would probably have Diarmuid Connolly ahead of Bernard Brogan.
But would Brogan be up there among the best finishers that we've ever seen?
Amongst the best finishers, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's an excellent player. 2 brilliant players, but Brogan just about gets it, and so do I in this debate, it seems. Speaking of...
We didn't actually have a result there.
Can I no, he declared me winner.
Did you?
But can I just bring something up?
Did you actually declare him winner?
I think you backed yourself into a corner.
I didn't back myself into any corner here.
Like a cornered rat, you just were like pulling it whatever you could.
Did you actually tell him that he won?
Shane won this week.
Yeah. Now, speaking of...
You might be right, but you made your argument in a bad way. It was like, all those negative... You're right. A lot of people do have negative stuff to say about you. I'd forgotten about all that negativity. Instead of just rising above it and ignoring it, the way Kerry normally do.
Well, that's a matter for Gooch. I don't have that much dignity.
Not a very cute whore, are you? You're not a very cute whore.
That's the most offensive thing anybody's ever said.
But
it's kind of good.
We brought up Cork during the middle of that discussion there because that was one of the teams that Gooch was able to do it against regularly. Can we talk about Cork?
Do you want me to revisit the statistics here, or what do you want? Like, fair enough, you want to say that about Kerry.
Who has the higher scoring average over their careers? Do we know?
Presume Brogan.
Probably Brogan. Like, you do realise what provincial championship he played in, and how many terrible teams.
Because Munster's been such a bear pit over the years.
Well, like the
early days of Tip,
except for the fact that they came up against them in the semi-final, went to a replay in 2008 against Cork, 2007 final, 2009 final. Pretty good championship, less games, scoring average. It's a massive province with crap teams coming up against Dublin year after year after year. So that scoring average is completely enhanced. Do you not get how maths works?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely get how maths works. The point is that you play, you kick 12 points against Clare. That's your average, and then he's going to kick 12 points against Clare. The whole point
is that's like having Clare again and again and again, because Leinster is a bigger province.
Except there was...
And except for the fact that Cork actually were an All-Ireland winning team, and there was no other All-Ireland winners from that entire province.
Kildare were reaching All-Ireland finals, and actually they came up against them all the time. But hang on a second.
During Bernard Brogan.
The point about, at the start of his career.
Kildare reaching All-Ireland finals.
In 2010, or semi-final in 2010. That Dublin team... Brogan dives to win a free that wins the game for them in the final minute. But the point about Cork is Kerry only ever let Cork into games when they couldn't be arsed. And then every time there was a replay or a big game proper, they beat them over that period of time because they were a far superior side.
So what are we talking about 2010 then, when Cork actually won an All-Ireland?
Did they beat
Are we saying that 2010, the year that Bernard Brogan... Are we saying that 2010, the year Bernard Brogan won All-Star Footballer of the Year, are we calling that a joke of a year? Because that would certainly dismantle your argument as well with it. So you can pick one argument to take away, Ger. You can't whatever. I'm trying to think of the cliche.
That ship has sailed.
Can't have your cake and eat it is what I was trying to say.
That ship has sailed.